Emotive, evocative, and extremely easy on the eyes, GRIS is one of the games we've completed in 2021. Welcome back to Vexoid, friends. You'll find no shortage of truly beautiful indie titles out there. Puzzle-filled platformers boasting gorgeous worlds and breathtaking views, all paired with evocative music, telling a delicate, often somber tale. This feels like an indie subgenre in itself, with artsy games such as Journey, the Ori series, Rime, and Never Alone as just a few examples. GRIS, created by Spanish studio Nomada in 2018, is another. But with a plentiful supply of this type of game available, what makes GRIS worth a download? Well, just look at it. GRIS's hand-drawn art style, courtesy of artist Conrad Rose, makes every frame of the game a pleasure to look at. The world blooms during GRIS's quest to collect stars to build a path to literally restore colour to the world and find her lost voice, with crumbling, colourless structures and deep red sandstorms giving way to lush gardens, waters teeming with life, and luminous cities. You'll meet creatures wild and wonderful. There's the forest creature you befriend after providing it with apples. The giant rocky structure that sprouts legs once you walk inside of it. Or the hostile inky bird that stands in your way to success. Transformation feels like a key theme of the game. Colors are added, the environment develops through time, those around you grow and become something new. GRIS herself changes from a devastated figure to one bouncing around in harmony with her surroundings, and by the end, the game feels light years away from that initial shot of GRIS slumped on the ground in front of a plain white background. Berlineth's soundtrack adds to the beauty of the experience. There's no sweeping strings or booming horn sections akin to a Hans Zimmer score, and there doesn't need to be one. GRIS uses simple piano melodies and vocal harmonies to weave a modest soundtrack that manages to carry a lot of the emotion throughout the game's subject matter. GRIS effectively blends music into the core of the gameplay. For example, when the main character is rushing through the desert and is ambushed by a red sandstorm accompanied by a starkly different organ. Or when traversing through the latter parts of the game, where she breathes colour and life into her surroundings using her voice. There's a distinctly minimal feel to GRIS, from the barren initial areas to the lack of dialogue and other human characters. There isn't even a heads-up display. The world you're traversing through feels like a simple, though very pretty picture book. GRIS doubles down on that simplicity by making your journey very linear, and through GRIS's straightforward repertoire of actions. Your character learns to jump, double jump, become a heavy block to resist winds and break through the ground, glide through air and water, and, finally, sing. All of these are achieved by pressing one of 3 buttons, one of which only comes into play as you approach the very end of the game. But simplicity is not always a bad thing. GRIS's movement, while limited, feels fluid, and the swimming controls are particularly nice, a luxury not always afforded by games. There's also no combat and no possibility of death. While this removes any risk from the game, in a world that wants you to take your time to look at it, this encourages the player to focus entirely on exploration and puzzle solving without worrying about failure. On the other end of that extreme, however, is an issue we have with collectibles and achievements. Along with the stars needed to build GRIS's path throughout the game, you can collect mementos, well-hidden collectibles that unlock an additional part of the ending. The game, however, doesn't provide you with a counter, so you don't really know how many you have to find. Similarly, the most explicit clue regarding the game's plot comes through 5 specific achievements, with each corresponding to a stage of grief. GRIS offers enough clues to suggest that the main character is in a state of mourning, but these 5 achievements, which a player not using a walkthrough is likely to come across by chance, provide one of the game's most tangible indications of plot. That could be either too much plot or not enough, depending on where you're standing, but it's a minor niggle in a generally enjoyable play. Clocking in at between 3 to 4 hours, GRIS is a quick blast of an experience, a short but effective journey through a delicately crafted world. Available on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, PC, Mac, and Android, GRIS may at first look like simply another addition to the catalogue of artsy, emotive indie titles, but its polish, class, and personal touch elevates it to among its contemporaries.